kur dzīvo mūsu draugi un Edgars, un tad viņi pievienojās mums. Protams, bija tas atkal redzēšanās prieks, jo mēs ar Edgaru un Ingu pirms tam braucām uz Skatiju. Un tad ir tāds, mums ir vēl viens piedzīvojums, aiziet, un tad mēs ejam un mēģinām tos piedzīvojumus atrast. Un, ja nemaldos, tad Edgars bija teicis, ka viņš grib vienu piedzīvojumu Lietuvu. Man liekas, ka līdz ar to viņa tā vēlme piepildījās. Pirms tam īstenībā bija baigās šaubas, vai braukt uz turieni, jo laikapstākļi neuzlabojās.
It's raining. It's just horrible weather outside, and I'm not fit enough to do anything, so it'll be like the most miserable experience ever.
The weather wasn't the best, and as such, the rain soaked me wet through, right through the jacket, right through my jumper, right through my t-shirt, and every item of clothing was wet through and covered in mud. My shoes leaked. We went up over a field, and the rain came down really heavy. It blew a gale. We're out in an open field. There is no shelter. There's nothing to hide behind. People are laughing and trying to hide from it. It's quite funny trying to hide from something you can't hide from, and just getting wet through, getting muddier. You look towards the hill if you could see it through the rain. I wear glasses and I couldn't really see anything, to be honest. The whole thing was a complete blur for me. It just looked like I'd stepped out of the shower for me.
And you actually can't open your eyes to see the view, because it's just hitting in your face and you're like, let's just go down. It's so nice, but actually I couldn't see anything.
Bija ļoti liels lietus un ritīgi spēcīgs vējš, un Eimija ar Edgaru spēlēja ķerītes. Un līdz ar to, man liekas, viņi pat nejūt to, kādi ir apstākļi.
This experience showed me that everyone can actually do it, because even if Amy ran around doing it, then that means that even I can do it.
I didn't really understand where we were going. I kind of was told we're going to a church, but I knew it was kind of a ruins of a church, but I didn't know what kind of church. And as we set off again, there's lots of mud everywhere and slipping around in mud, and I came to realise that it's not a church that we would expect or ruins. It was basically almost a cleft in a rock.
You're surrounded with these walls, and they're not because when you climb the mountains or hills, they're far away and you still have that space to breathe and everything, but that was just so close. And when something so mighty is so close to you, you feel like you don't have any power. Even if I decide to run away, I still have paths to take, and it just had a really eerie feeling about it.
It felt quite enclosed. You kind of meander through with lots of rocks on either side and narrow gaps.
Bija ļoti skaisti, jo tu nevar zināt, kas aiz nākamās tās aizes varētu būt, un tad tev jāpakāpj augšā tiem akmeņiem. Un tā aize man ritīgi likās, tur varētu slēpties Robins Hoods.
And it really was hidden, as in you can't really see it unless you step to the edge and you look down. I could imagine if I was being pursued that I would hide there.
Tad likās, ka tā ir dubļainākā vieta, kuras jebkad esmu bijusi, bet es ļoti maldījos.
It's still that sense of adventure, because it's you've got the friendship there and the fun and the laughter, and everyone's still joking, but also physically I know people are tired and I'm tired, and we're still going as a group, and it's a lot of fun, but I can sense that I'm getting tighter, and it's getting muddier, and my shoes are caked with mud. I can feel the mud ingrained into my shoes, and I'm trying to knock this out, but there's nowhere to knock it out. At one point I see there's a lot of mud and I think I'll try and avoid it, and I go up a bit of an embankment, and I'm thinking I don't want to fall completely head first in all this mud, because what can I do?
Tur nekādīgi nevarēja izvairīties, jo bija vietas, kur tie dubļi ir tāds maz gabaliņš, kur pēc tam tu vari tikt cauri un viss, bet tur bija tā, ka tu ej pa to lauku un tu saproti, tie dubļi ir vēl un vēl un vēl, un ka īstenībā viss ceļš ir viena dubļa.
I was trying to not ruin my shoes, and then I thought, never mind, I don't care anymore. I thought, I'm wet already, my feet are cold already, I'm freezing, so I don't care anymore. I'll just go and try to experience everything I can.
The cave isn't that far away, and we've seen a glimpse of it from the road, and again, I've never been. But then when you get there, you've still got to climb up this little bit of rock to actually get inside the cave.
Lai tiktu tur augšā, viņi vien pat nevarēja uzkāpt. Visi centās palīdzēt Eimijai. Viņai bija augsts, iedeva jaki, ja viņai vajadzēja panākt pretī, tā kāds panāca pretī, kas bija tuvāks. Tā kā mēs visi to nāstiņu tā kā padalījām.
I mean, it's hard to rest at the edge of a cave when it's still wind and rain. I want to get in the cave where everyone else is in the cave. We got in and then explore around.
Kad es ieraudzīju to, man likās, vai tā ir cilvēka radīta, vai īstenībā daba to alu ir radījusi pati. Un kurš šo alu atklāja? Kā viņa atklāja? Un tad es iegāju iekšā alā un es tā domāju, un es teicu, šeit atkal varētu kādu filmu filmēt. Un man izrādījās taisnība, tur ir kāda filma nofilmēta. Bet man ļoti patika.
once you start to see some kind of accomplishment, like what will be the view or things like that, all those things don't matter, like the rain and everything else, it just doesn't matter to you.
Laikapstākļi tevi neapstādina, bet kopā izrunājot un palīdzot, var jebko sasniegt, neskatoties uz kādiem laikapstākļiem, kāda var būt.
Thoroughly enjoyable and well worth doing. Well worth doing. It's worth it all. In spring we get a lot of rain, and in particular over the last few days it's rained a lot. To have that sun come out and the blue sky come out, and to be out in that beautiful environment, you make the most of it.
Pēdējā dienā arī ļoti paveicās, ka mums bija ļoti labi laikapstākļi, mums bija saulīti. Tu vienkārši varēji baudīt.
My parents have a caravan near there, and we've just not done it because you have to pay to go on that walk. My dad's always said, I'm not paying just to walk, that should be for free. And so to go on this walk was a great opportunity, and I just loved it. It's a journey. You go through this journey because you start at this bottom in a car park, and then you walk through, and you walk through the mud, you go higher and higher, and as you journey you see a little waterfall.
I remember Philip said, look at this waterfall, look at that waterfall, and then when we went to the end, he was like, I can't remember those little ones anymore. Like, that was so impressive, the view that we got to see.
It gets bigger and bigger, and then it comes to this huge waterfall that just kind of takes your breath away. It was just beautiful, and I loved that. I really did love it. I thought it was fantastic.
My favourite places of them all was what we concluded our trip with. I wonder how that person that discovered felt it. You would never expect to see anything like that there.
So you've got a river running, and you're walking along by the side of it, and the banks had burst on the river, and it was fast flowing, and it was clean and pure, and you're just walking along a nice gentle path and chatting with people and talking, and then all of a sudden you just turn this corner and thinking, oh my goodness, that's fantastic. And then as you walk deeper in around the corner, you see up at the top part another part of the waterfall where the water's come gushing through the rock, and you kind of get a glimpse, but you don't know where it goes. But then you see the result of it coming out over the main waterfall that is there, and then when you look up, you've got the overhanging rock.
But there was water like dripping from the rocks, and it wasn't from the waterfall, it was just like on the sides.
Because it's so windy, it's not dripping down, it's swirling around and blowing, and when the sun's on it, it's just glistening. As a friend of mine said, sparkles. So that was a real surprise. I didn't expect that at all.
I think that was one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen, not just like in this trip, but ever.
Viss ir tik ļoti skaisti, un tavas acis vienkārši nespēja visu to skaistumu saķert. Tu skaties, un tu gribi visu tā kā paņemt sevi iekšā un atcerēties vai nobildēt, un ar tādu cerību, ka tu skaties uz to bildi un tu sapratīsi perfekti visu, kā tur atcerās, bet nekad bildē tā nevar nobildēt.
I tried to like capture in my phone and trying to put on Instagram, but it's just impossible because it's something you can just experience when you're there. There's so many undiscovered places where tourists don't go, and you can go and experience them and actually have sometimes even better experience of the country and the place where you are, rather than going to like traditional tourist places.